So yeah, sorry it took me so long to update. I know I said I'd update 5 days after the last video, but I've just been having a nightmare trying to rehydrate my body. And it's just been very revelatory, and I've really learned how detrimental processed food is, and salt and all of this. Let me tell you something about salt. So I didn't really realize how bad salt was for me until now, when I've been trying to rehydrate my body. So when I started that 5-day juice fast, which I didn't finish, by the way, and I'll tell you why in the last video, I was just drinking juice, and with every juice I was feeling more dehydrated. So like, I'd drink a juice and then I'd be more dry inside, and it's because the juice was stirring up all of this salty mucus from all that processed food I'd eaten, and there's more salt in my system, so I'm feeling more dehydrated. So I had to stop that juice fast. I was actually feeling better eating dry food like dates than I was just purely drinking juice. So there's like this balancing act that you have to do when you're trying to detox and rehydrate the body. And I took for granted how clean and healthy I was, and how clean and healthy I would gotten my body to. Because during the summer I was just living on watermelon juice, and it was just going through me. I was feeling good, I wasn't needing a lot. Like, all of my eliminations, so all the food I ate the day before would always come out the morning after. So I was just like really empty, and all of that's gone now. Like, I don't know whether I'm coming or going with my eliminations, and obviously I'm getting better every day. Like, right now I'm drinking, I've just had this orange juice. It's unpasteurized juice that the local place sells, and I've just now getting to the point where I can drink juice without it stirring up all this salty mucus and dehydrating me. Like, the juice is, I'm able to live on juice again, which is like, I'm thank fuck, do you know what I mean? Like, I really took for granted how nice it is to be clean. And when you have a clean body, you're able to live on fruit. When you don't have a clean body, living on fruit is really hard. I'm sure there's some people watching this that have tried to live on fruit but didn't clean their body out, and they just don't feel good. Like, because you're stirring up all this shit, like the energy's not being assimilated properly. Do you know what I mean? Like, you've got cravings for other stuff because it's all in your blood. It's just not ideal to live on fruit when you don't have a clean body. But when you do have a clean body, living on fruit is like, it's like the only problem you have to deal with, or what I had to deal with before, was the cravings for the old foods, because I'm attached to them, like, emotionally. But not anymore. That's what's cool. That's what I've learned with this recent binge. So it was 2 months of binging on food and other stuff, but mostly food, and it's taken me over 2 months to detox it out of me. Like, I've been trying really hard to get it out of me, and it's not as simple as just drink juice and flush it out. Like, when I first did my first long juice fast, it was easier because I had no consciousness of all of this stuff. Like, I was feeling better and better. But now that I've been in that pure fruitarian state, to go back to having to detox it, it's like a nightmare. So yeah, so this is how it works with fruit juicing, blah blah blah. This is how I've discovered that well, I say discovered, but over my time I've just come to learn this is how it works. So you drink fruit juice, which dissolves poisons and mucus in your body, in your blood. It just dissolves them and then puts them into the circulation, and that's the body eliminating them. And the more juice you drink, the more stuff will get put in the circulation of the body. And then when you eat, like, say you eat some fruits or something, it pushes it all out. So if you were to just do liquids and live on just fruit juice for an extended amount of time, it does push some stuff out, but you're just stirring up a lot of poison. and a lot of mucus and all of this stuff. So you have to balance eating and juicing and fasting and all of that, and it's like there's an art to it, and you have to learn your own body and customize your detox plan for yourself based on how much pain you can take, really, because when you stir up all these toxins and all this mucus, it's like uncomfortable. So yeah, it's all about just keeping it. You can detox as fast or as slow as you want, basically. And when I first did my first 96-day fast, I was just detoxing fast because I already felt like shit. So to do a 96-day juice fast, I was only going to feel better than how I was feeling when I was drinking all the time. But this time, now that I've been through the process a lot, and then I've gone back through the processed foods and I'm detoxing again, this time I'm doing it much slower, just much more comfortably, because it's too much for me now. Like I'm too sensitive. Like the body gets so sensitive when you do this fruit detox life. Like when you're just living on fruit, you're so sensitive to stuff. Like I can't even eat. Like I'm gaining my sensitivity back every day. Like for a while I was eating like tinned tomatoes, but I can't even eat them anymore because they just make my hands go inflamed. Like I can see the inflammation under my skin, and I can feel it. I get like a tingling in my fingers from a tin of tomatoes. No salt in them. The ingredients are tomatoes, tomato juice, and citric acid, and that gives me inflammation, and can't do it anymore. Like, and the deeper you go into this, so the way I think of it now is like, I don't know if you've ever smoked a cigarette, if you've smoked, do you remember the first time you ever smoked a cigarette? Like you can't handle it. The body can't handle it. You smoke and you and you cough your lungs up. But after a while, you keep smoking them, and then before you know it, you can smoke 20 in a day. And that's the same with all of these poisons. So you can clean your body out to such an extent and get some distance away from these poisons so much that you can't tolerate them anymore. And yeah, you just become very, very acutely aware of what is and what isn't good for the body. Like anybody who says that meat is good for you, they're just not sensitive enough to perceive what it's doing to them. Anyone that says rice is good for you, they're just not sensitive enough to perceive what it's doing to them. Anyone that says fucking cooked food is good for you, they're not sensitive enough to perceive what it's doing to them. Like the true human diet is fruit, raw fruit. That's it. Oh, and like greens. So like, you know, like a green salad or whatever. But the diet is fruit. And anyone who says otherwise is not sensitive enough to perceive what the diet is, what their food is doing to them. It's as simple as that. There's no other, like there's all these other schools of thinking, like German New Medicine, if you've heard of that. Basically what that is, oh, if I believe that it's doing good for me, then it is. And then they fucking get cancer anyway. Or, do you know what I mean? They still get overweight or whatever. Like they're just, you can convince yourself that that certain foods aren't doing damage to you, but the body is designed a certain way, and it's designed for fruit, and that's just the fact of the matter. And that's just so completely clear and obvious to anybody who's cleaned out their body, that anyone who says otherwise, they're not perceiving it. But anyway, that's not what this video is about, even though that is important. So yeah, that's all I've got to say really on that. I'm back to fruit life, and I'm happy about it.